Hi and welcome to this live currency strength indicator tables video. My name is John. I'll be taking you through the charts this Tuesday the 13th of December. Here we have the tables in front of us. We have the trend traders table and the day traders table. These are showing the same studies but just highlighting different time frames. So our trend traders is the higher time frame and our day traders is the lower time frame. The tables auto update every 15 minutes 24/7, so if you do have access to these tables, then you can get an update once you log in. So what are the currency strength indicator tables telling us today? Well, the trend traders table is showing us that the New Zealand dollar remains as S1, the pound is S2 and the euro is S3. On the weak side, we've got the Canadian dollar as W1 still, with the US dollar following that as the second weakest currency, followed by the Australian dollar as the third weakest currency. On the day traders, the pound is the strongest currency, followed by the New Zealand dollar as the second strongest, followed by the Australian dollar as the third strongest. On the weak side of the table, we've got the Japanese yen, followed by the Canadian dollar at W2, followed by the US dollar W3. Now, I've looked at the charts already this morning, so we are going to jump into potentially Kiwi, yen and some other pairs of interest, but it is looking like we are starting to see a lot of these pairs start to range slightly as they come into key areas of support and resistance. So there is that to deal with, which we'll go over in a little bit. But I'm going to kick it off with Kiwi yen. The reason why I'm kicking it off with Kiwi yen is because it is noted on the currency strength indicator tables. The only difference is the yen isn't highlighted. Okay, now usually we focus on the highlighted currencies in the video, but the yen isn't highlighted, and however, it is starting to show some weakness because we can see here on this weekly time frame of Kiwi yen that the price has been in a range between the 87 handle and the 80.75 handle. If I can just grab a pen, you can see between here and here, price has been working between those two levels within a bullish channel. Okay, so the market is technically moving to the upside here. We're making those higher highs and higher lows. Most recently, price came into the 80.75 handle, rejected, pushed to the upside, and price is now starting to break above the 87 handle here, which suggests to me that we could see an extension of price into the next level of resistance, which could be the 93.50 handle. So if I go down into a little bit more detail and just zoom in, you'll be able to see the price is just starting to trade through that recent swing high there, which was 87.88. Now, if that's going to continue to the upside, what I would want to see is a consecutive close above these highs in here, because that would give us the idea that the buyers are still gaining momentum here and still pushing price to the upside. At the moment, we've kind of stalled above the highs. Now, if I was to go to a 4-hour time frame and zoom out a little bit, we can see in a little bit more detail again, just breaking through that key high here. But if I zoom in again, you can see price breaking to the upside here, consolidating and then continuing again. So there is still some kind of momentum with the market on Kiwi, and it's just not as strong as it was, let's say, down through here most recently, where we had that a significant push to the upside. So what I'd want to wait for here as a sort of trend trader is a bit of a pullback first. I'd want to see price close above on the daily time frame. Let me know that the buyers are still happy to be buyers in this market. Wait for price to pull back into previous areas of structure and then continue to look for those long ideas again. But a lot of it's going to come from this daily time frame, because we can see that 87 handle in here, previous structure highs in there. That's a good area to look for long ideas. So what I'd like to see, like I said, is a close above this high. Let us know that the buyers are happy to keep trading above these areas here. Look for price to then trade back towards the 87 handle, where you can see lots of resistance in the past. Can that turn into support? Look for opportunities around 87. We are trading above the 200 moving average as well. We're in a bullish channel, so everything's still suggesting that we could trade to the upside here for Kiwi yen. So I quite like the idea of seeing that move continue to the upside, especially towards this 93.50 handle. Now, if I go back to the tables, Kiwi CAD still remains top of the trend traders. Now, Kiwi CAD did have a little bit of a stall yesterday. If we go into the currency pair here, we can see that at the 87.50 is where we said, look, you might need to hold on here and not look to trade higher at the moment. And if I just zoom in, you can see that yesterday we formed a bit of a pin candle rejection of that level of resistance. So looking for potentials if price can pull back, maybe back into the 86.25 handle, which is the low of the range here. Maybe if price came back into there, we could look for a continuation. That could be something that we look for. But go to the 4-hour time frame, that would also coincide nicely with this bullish channel that we have drawn in. So that could be something to keep an eye on there. So I'm going to leave it there. The only other chart of interest that we could have really looked at, pound has been gaining a little bit of strength recently. And if I just bring in, you can see cable, we've got the strongest on the day traders, and then W3 for the dollar here, so the third weakest. However, if we look at price action at the moment, it's not really doing anything. Like I said earlier in the video, lots of the currency pairs that are featured on the table today just seem to be a little bit range bound at the moment, so no real clear direction. The only one I can see that has started to break higher at the moment is Kiwi yen. Before I end the video though, I'm going to go back over to Swiss yen, because we featured Swiss yen yesterday for a long opportunity and it played out really nicely. So you can see here yesterday we had a nice move to the upside. It was 114 pips. It continued this morning and it would have been 136 pips. If I just go down into the lower time frame here, the hourly, what we talked about was the breakout of this range and the retest. So I actually looked at this on a 15-minute time frame for the break and retest, and you can see lovely retest of that range. And if you got in around that area, you can see price rallied 78 pips. Now our targets for this market in particular was 147, so you can see around there. So that was a really nice rally of over 50 pips to the upside. So if you did watch that video yesterday and you managed to look at the opportunity on Swiss yen, that was the nice break and retest that we discussed. So I'm going to end this here then. So thank you for joining me. Like I said earlier in the video, if you do have access to the currency strength indicator tables, they do auto update every 15 minutes 24/7, so please make sure you log in and access that at any point. Thanks for watching the video. Look forward to speaking to you soon.